Picture someone holding court at a dinner party. They are charismatic, they have an answer for every question, and their stories are so rich and vivid that doubting them feels almost impossible. We all share a specific psychological blind spot. We naturally equate a smooth delivery with honesty. If someone speaks with absolute confidence, our brains assume they must be telling the truth. But then a tiny crack appears. A date doesn't quite line up. A minor event didn't happen the way they described it. Suddenly, one story directly collides with another. Pathological lying operates outside of utility. These stories emerge effortlessly, even when there is no punishment to avoid, no clear gain to be made, and absolutely no stakes. This leads to a difficult possibility. The person lying to you might be trapped in a mental state where they genuinely can no longer separate reality from their own fiction. To understand this, we have to look at how a person's identity forms. Often, this behavior starts in childhood with deep feelings of inadequacy. It grows from a constant drumbeat of comparison and a fear of being rejected for who they really are. When someone decides their true self isn't enough, they start building an alternative. They construct a false self, an idealized, more interesting version of themselves designed specifically to win approval. Every time a behavior is repeated, the brain builds a physical connection. The first time you tell a lie, it takes mental effort, but repeating that lie paves a distinct path in your neural network. The brain registers attention, respect, or even just the absence of conflict as a significant reward. Each time the lie works, the neural circuit's strengthening, making the behavior feel more automatic the next time. Over time, this loop removes the decision-making process. Lying transforms from a conscious strategy into an automatic reflex, fueled by a persistent need for external validation. Living this way creates severe internal friction. We generally want to view ourselves as honest people. When we know we are being deceptive, it creates a state of intense mental stress known as cognitive dissonance. To relieve that stress, the brain's internal justification machine activates. It generates rationalizations, telling us the lie was harmless, or that it's simply a slightly embellished version of a truth that should have happened. This process exploits a major flaw in human memory. Our brains do not record events like a video camera. We reconstruct them. Every single time we recall a memory, we have the opportunity to subtly alter the details. If you rationalize and retell a fabricated story enough times, the new, polished version eventually replaces the original, factual memory in your mind. At this stage, the line between the truth and the performance begins to dissolve. The speaker is often simply recalling their current, subjective version of reality. Trust functions like a bank account. Every honest action is a deposit. Every discovered lie is a rapid withdrawal. Most people don't realize the extent of the damage until the account is completely empty. Meanwhile, the internal toll is devastating. Maintaining a false self requires an immense cognitive load. The brain is working overtime to track multiple versions of stories and monitor exactly who was told what. The exhaustion of keeping this up shows in their behavior, shifting details, an addiction to high-stakes drama to mask inconsistencies, and a defensive refusal to accept personal responsibility. The final result is a tragic paradox. A coping mechanism designed to win love and acceptance often ends in isolation, driven by a constant fear of being discovered. For someone trapped in a loop where their own brain is rewriting reality, change is difficult, but it is possible. Healing begins with the painful process of self-awareness. It requires dropping the defenses, acknowledging the false self, and admitting the damage it has caused to relationships and trust. To stop the behavior, the root cause must be addressed. That means finally confronting the deep-seated shame and the original fear of being not enough that made the lies feel necessary. Deceiving ourselves has the longest reach. Genuine confidence begins when we stop performing and accept the actual facts of our lives, however messy or imperfect they might be.